Hello there, this is James's Crotty Jazz 1978, and yesterday while I was talking on Skype to my good friend Alex about Asian cinema, as always the relevant links are all listed down at the underbar, and I asked everyone to please subscribe to his channel, I had something of a minor epiphany. The fact that with the exception of Rough Cut, which I don't even count as one of his films because the style and feel are completely different, every Kim Ki-Duk movie that I have ever seen, from Beautiful, Bad Guy and The Isle to Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter and Spring and The Bow, is an exploration of love. Of course, hearing this, many of his critics and detractors will balk. How can you possibly claim that they are an exploration of love when so many of his films are dark, brutal and exploitative, full of graphic depictions of rape, domestic violence and abuse, murder, suicide, self-harm, underage prostitution, animal cruelty, genital mutilation and even necrophilia? Do I honestly have to explain? People genuinely believe that love is the purest and most beautiful of all emotions, that when you fall in love, the good guy wins, and you all live happily ever after. But no. The definition of love is sacrifice, and the basis of all sacrifice is pain. Ask anyone who has ever truly felt love for another human being, and they will tell you that although it is beautiful, it is dark, it is ugly, and it is cruel. That it hurts, but that they want it to keep hurting. Beyond romantic love, Kim Ki-Duk's movies also explore platonic and parental love, as well as all of the dark desires and emotions that many people often confuse with and that spring forth from romantic love, such as obsession, lust, infatuation, jealousy, and the malevolent need to possess and to control. So in a word then, no, these movies are definitely not for everyone. As I've already mentioned, they often contain brutally graphic depictions of rape, suicide, murder, domestic violence, animal abuse, and other terrible realities with which most people simply cannot cope. Indeed, the only reason why I'm making this video is that after years of knowing deep down in my subconscious that as well as profoundly moving me emotionally and having a massive impact upon my life and the way in which I see the world, they all had something in common. A connecting thread which spoke to something buried deep within the collective unconscious of all humanity. And now that I've figured out what it is, I wanted to share it with the world. But unless you are on a quest to explore the darkest, most deeply disturbing and yet most heartbreakingly beautiful aspects of humanity and believe, like me, that beauty is pain, then I would strongly recommend sticking to lighter, less profound cinema. Either way though, while I disliked the series and don't agree with the writer Stephen Moffat, because as Kim Ki-Duk's movies demonstrate, there are many varying and interwoven aspects and facets of love, from the transcendent and the spiritual to the agonizing and the cruel, which are impossible to separate in most cases. One line from the TV series Jekyll can give a very limited idea of what some of Kim Ki-Duk's movies express. Love is a psychopath.